Hello again, good people. So, y'all, this episode will be about different types of education, different types of intelligence. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I did a previous video on education and I wanted to specify on certain details. So, I believe there are different types of education that exist that a lot of people don't know about. I'm a person that's educated in multiple things, and it's not because I went to some college. I went to the school of life. And because I went to the school of life, people don't give this school enough credit because ain't nothing like real life experience. It teaches you something that schools can't. And it's unfortunate, but it's true. A lot of y'all think, well, the school teach me this. Yes, but the school does not teach you how things are really it is when you're dealing with people in business, when you're dealing with different personalities, when you're dealing with different energies, different this. They're also not showing you how a system really works. Okay? It's just like, for example, if you've ever decided to pick whatever major you pick, and then you have like a really big exam, you don't really know what's going to be on the exam. Most of the times, the teachers will probably give you hints. Oh, chapter 3 is going to be on there. Oh, chapter 2. But see, in real life, it's not like that. They will throw chapters 10, 17, 20, 15. Oh, let's go ahead and add a couple little pages from chapter 2. And then it's just random up on there, and then boom, you're supposed to know whatever it is that's on there. So just think about that anytime that you're walking into situations. And because of this, people sometimes I feel like don't have a good enough pattern recognition skill when it comes to understanding that and applying that to life. I've noticed this too when you're dealing with companies and businesses. It's the same thing. I'm like, y'all are not preparing these people for real life. Okay? I'm a person that was prepared for real life. That's why I don't give up. That's why I will never give up. I don't give a damn what's going on. I don't care about what's happening. You're not going to distract my happy little world. I promise you that. You won't ever get me down, baby. I don't care about what's going on in this country or what's going on anywhere else. Another thing, I'll say this. Some of you, please don't get offended when I say this. Y'all parents didn't raise y'all right. There are so many people that are about to be offended by what I'm about to say, but it's a harsh truth that I think a lot of people need to hear. If you're a person that had a mother and a father, and they taught you how to do this and how to do that, I'm not trying to say it's be me. Majority of you are not prepared for real life. Okay? You're not. Your parents taught you how to be prepared for a world that does not exist. And because that world does not exist anymore, the only people who really know how to move through the world we're living in now is people like me who come from the school of life. And we're trying to tell y'all this information because I'm like, oh boy, y'all gonna have it bad. Y'all have no idea how disgusting the world really is. That's why I think so many people are coming shocked as they're seeing all this stuff come up on social media and they're learning about all these different type of truths. Stuff that most of us who went to the school of life been new since we were kids, teenagers, middle schools. We like, man, this shit here is woo. Okay? Not to mention, most of us had to work a job. We didn't work a job and got to spend our money on clothes and shoes and makeup. We worked a job because our families need toilet paper, food. Somebody had to pay the light bill. And that's as fucked up as that is to say. It's a harsh truth that I realize some people will never understand. And this is not a pity party. I'm not throwing one. I'm showing you that because there's much more people that are from the school of life, and there is a very small group of you who are from the school of mommy and daddy did what they were supposed to do, right? In a sense of taking care of you, but they did not prepare you for how terrible and evil and wicked people are. I think a lot of people underestimate certain things. Intelligence, for example, book smart, street smart, life smart, right? Some people are just simply educated in what they know on. Some people are educated on plants. Some people are educated on how this area is. Some people are educated on the weather. You understand what I'm trying to say? Some people are educated on eyes, right? Hair, skin, whatever the case may be. There are people that are educated in the plethora of things, but I think y'all really underestimate the people from the school of life because they're a jack of all trades. It's not to say that other people aren't, but most people that come from the school of life really are. It's a different type of being well-rounded. It's not the same as what y'all would consider. We have so many different perspectives and points from the world's view because we met different people that are actually in the world. And I'm telling y'all this, I'm a person that worked in healthcare for over a decade. I've met people from almost every country, almost every culture. As crazy as it sounds, I've had the most bizarre stories that people have ever heard. And they, to this day, they just look at me and be like, you have lived a crazy life. Yes. thus far. Mind y'all. But I'm sharing this with you so you can understand how important it is to network with people, even people from outside of what you're used to, because you do not want to underestimate people who come from the school of life. I'm telling you, because you're going to feel so stupid. I promise you, I'm a person that people heavily underestimated. I bet you they won't do that again. I'm telling you this. There are things that I'm telling you some of these people do not understand or grasp concepts on. I'll give you an example. I remember I met this girl one time who I realized she thought she was better than me because she comes from a snooty neighborhood or a mommy and daddy and this, that, the third. Now, I'm not jealous of her by no means. I also don't need to trauma dump her or tell her no sad story. I'm very comfortable with the cards that I've been dealt in life. And as they say, when life gives you lemons, baby, I made a hell of a lot of lemonade. Do you understand? So I don't feel no type of shame about who I am, where I come from, and what I experience, despite the fact that I have educated people in my family. There's also another part that people, I think, don't talk about is how when there are people in your family who are educated, but they won't do anything for you or put you on or help you. And I have to say that because I came from one of those backgrounds where it's not that I don't understand or know things. I watch the truth about how some of you actually genuinely treat people who are what you think is beneath you or who are not educated. Now, do I think every educated person is like this? Absolutely not. But I'm aware enough to know that this is real. I've seen it in the workplace environments I've worked in, from managers, from people who have maybe been doctors, this, that, the third. I've seen how they actually treat people. I've seen how they actually treat people, okay? I've seen people who come from, we'll just say, prestigious backgrounds. I've seen them ignore people who were in pain. And then they would get mad and be like, I can't believe that person, somebody got reported. Probably was me, because you didn't service that person. You ignored everything they said and you didn't try to help them. A lot of people are not ready for this type of conversation about the school of life when you really see certain things that is very disturbing. Okay? How even some people feel like, well, I don't have to treat you as much because based off this medical plan or based off whatever it is, I'm just going to do X, Y, Z. Okay? I'll even go into this part. People that are book smart. I hate to break it to you. Most people I meet who are book smart and book smart only, you will have a very hard time in life because you're the type of person to think that you are smart. No, you're smart in the sense of what you know, as in the information in a book. But a lot of you will have a very difficult time dealing with people in the world. Okay? Being smart, book smart, doesn't mean you understand how to apply everything. And that's something that I've noticed about a lot of book smart people. Yeah, they know details about this and facts about this, and they can repeat this and say, oh, I see this, this, and the third. But majority of them, they're so terrible with personal people and personal relationships that they think they're being bossy, when in reality, you're destroying connections that can push you further or build you higher or do more in the service of whatever it is your goal is. And they underestimate that because they think that being book smart is enough or enough to keep you in said position. No, most of the times, in my opinion, from what I've seen in life, people want results. They want that result. That's it. They don't want to hear anything about, you constantly doing this too much. It's cool and it sounds nice, but how long can you give a good pitch? That's what a lot of people that are book smart don't understand. How long can you talk a smart game or say something smart before people actually pay attention to what it is that you're really doing? That may be hurtful, but it's true. Okay? Same thing. I think a lot of people also underestimate people who are street smart. As a person who is street smart as well, yes. People underestimate this a lot. A lot of people think that a lot of those people are criminals and thugs and gangsters. But most of the people I have ever met that are street smart are some of the smartest people that I have ever met or walked across in my life. And it's not because of what they read in a book. It's the school of life. It is experience. And I'm telling y'all, it's something about experience that cannot be put in a book. It's not. It really has to be a way of you understanding how something is, to be able to perceive it, notice it, get it. Okay, boom, I know what to do. Boom, I know how to solve it. Sometimes people don't want to admit going to college may not give you that result with people. It may not even give you that result in whatever it is your goal is. That's why it's so important to understand what I'm saying about connections. Well, y'all, my time is running out, but until the next one.